In this video we'll learn how to transform this into this. So there are no shortcuts when learning guitar, but there are good choices and not so good choices. And always doing these 6 things when learning a new lick is 100% a good choice. So this goes for everyone, every lick you ever learn, and honestly when I started doing this, it just transformed my knowledge of the fretboard in such rapid ways. I was afraid my head would explode. So brace yourself, it's time to get going. So here's number 1. Sometimes you hear a lick that just stands out. You hear it and you think, I'm definitely stealing that one. And I had exactly that watching a demo of the Tone King Gremlin where I saw Sean Tubbs, a great guitar player, played this nice little lick. So step 1 is to learn the notes. Yes, it is very obvious, but it is a crucial first step. So I learned the lick by just watching him play. I listened very carefully, and remember there is that feature on YouTube where I can slow down the videos, which makes it super easy to spot the right notes. Anyway, I learned the lick and slowly it sounds like this. Awesome, right? A little bit more up tempo, it's like this. Cool, so now I can play it. And this is where most people stop. And that is such a shame because you're missing out on so much. So here's step number 2. First we need to know the context the lick is played in, and it's definitely in A. It follows the notes of the A minor blues scale perfectly. Lovely, so here I've got a backing track just playing an A 7th chord. I made 2 variations. You can grab them off my Patreon page if you want to check it out. Or you can just grab any backing track from YouTube playing in blues in A or some kind of A7 vamp going on. So A, we're playing in A, pentatonic. And then you can just burst into the lick. Right? And the point of this is that you're able to just jump into the lick without any thought. It should come naturally at this point. Just playing an A minor and you jump into that lick. And it doesn't have to be fast, guys. It's all about memorization at this point. So next up, you hear everyone say it all the time. Simply move it up and down the fretboard and you can play it in any key. Well, theoretically, yes, but also no, because it is harder than you think. If you look at the fretboard and you learn the notes, you're always learning also the positions, the fret markers and such. So often when you want to transpose a lick to a new key, it isn't as easy as they say. So try playing the lick in the key of C major, and honestly it would surprise me if anyone can get it right in just one go. Of course I practice, so here it is. So really moving positions isn't as easy as you might think. So try playing one of your favorite solos a whole tone up, for example. It's pretty hard to do it right immediately. So really transpose a lick into different keys, let's say G major. And just find a few backing tracks, different keys, and just use it. Anyway, next up. This may be the biggest takeaway from this video. So it looks easy because we're playing exactly the same notes as the original lick, but now we're playing over a different key underneath it. So at this stage, we're really expanding the knowledge of our fretboard. So the first jam was in A, right? It sounded like this. And you learn how all the notes we're playing relate to that A note. The tonic. But what if we used that same very lick for a jam in the key of C? I'm not changing anything, playing the same notes. So right now I'm playing a different key and I'm still throwing in that same lick. How does that work? So the relative key of A minor is C major. So now all the notes within the lick still work in a different framework. all the notes have a different function right now. So in C major, I'm starting from the minor third, sliding into the major third. So that's a totally different framework. I'm sliding into that major third, and now we're playing the major blues scale in C instead of the minor blues scale in A, and it is super cool. It has a way more major feel, minor to major. Minor, super lovely sound. Ending on the root note over here. So now our reference points are so different than what we played before, and to me this lick feels like a totally new thing. The functions are totally different, which just gives it a whole other spin. So one more time with a groovy backing track. Right, epic, and now in the key of C, same notes. Okay, next up, so we can milk this a little bit more, and I'm sure you've heard about it before, mixing major and minor. It happens a lot in blues, in rock, it just happens a lot. So in short, it's playing a minor note over a major chord. So we're playing an A7th chord, which is major, and I'm using the minor note on top, and it sounds super cool, right? This means we can play that lick we played in A minor, but also in A major. And we played the lick in C major before, right? But what if we played it in A major and then in A minor over the same chords? Let's see how that works. So let's first start out with major. So here we go. And I'll jump to A minor. Feels very natural, right? We're first playing that A major sound, that A major feel, really accentuating that major third of the A7th chord. And then all of a sudden we play the same lick, but we slide into fret 12 instead of fret 9. And now we're playing the minor note way more on top. So now let's see how that sounds with a more energetic feel. Major. Right? Now to minor. I love that. If you're just as excited about this as I am, please gently hit that like button. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. We're playing two totally different licks. They sound totally different, right? I'm sure you hear it. But we're using the same fingering, but playing two totally different scales, totally different framework. All right, so now we got that on our fingers. Let's go to step number 6. So now it is time to break out of that lick and use it more as a guide. Just like when you learn a scale, for example. And I already did this a few times in the video, just going a little bit outside of that lick. But now it's really time to use these notes and create our own licks with it. And we use the lick we stole and we turn it into our own lick. That's how I see it. So yeah, let's try. So you see what I'm doing? I'm just altering the rhythm. You can play around with different subdivisions. You can start on different beats. So if this is not enough for you, I suggest checking out my guitar course, Next Level Playing. It is a carefully put together roadmap that takes you through 7 levels of everything you need to know to become a great guitar player. And at the end of each of the 7 levels, there's an awesome guitar solo that takes you through all the things you've learned in these levels. And of course, there will be a lot of great licks in the course as well. There's the obvious scales like major and minor, but also the modes, it's all in there. And not only that, we're also learning about chords and rhythm guitar, so for more information on that, please go to nextlevelplaying.com. So as far as this video goes, please go out, use these tips, steal your favorite licks and make them your own, and that way, yeah, you'll become a better guitar player. So huge shout out to Sean Tubbs for the inspiration. Have a lovely day, and I hope to see you next week with another video. Goodbye.